How's it going, YouTube? In this match we have Diaboro going up against X-Antibody. I don't usually have Diaboro, players, so I was able to record some, which was fantastic. I'm not a fan of the deck myself, but I know people like it, so I figured we'd try and show it off. And funny enough, it's going against another black deck, which is cool to see. There's multiple ways to play black, because when the game started, that definitely wasn't the case. So a pretty good start for both players. We see the double Diaboromon, getting the Searcher to pick up the Diaboromon. Diaboro line is one of the ones that I'm most unfamiliar with. I'm not like super set on every single effect, so if I make a mistake, bear with me, but I'll try and do my best. For X-Antibody, he's going to stay in the back, build up the stack, and it's a pretty good one at that. The Kurisari lets him play on a Rata for free, and our Rata's pretty good. Hits into a memory boost, which is less than ideal, but it goes into an Informon, so that if the black player wants to go into a level 6, he's going to have to pay an extra memory. I really like that card. It's got a really powerful effect, super annoying. You definitely got to think about it. Takes the Diaboromon, playing the Coda. So he can go into a level 6 now. It is going to pass over turn, and yeah, you see he has the extra memory for the Infer. The errata doesn't work just yet because there's not enough, or there's not an unidentified in the trash. But with 3 memory, he has enough to go into the old Diaboromon. This is the promo one. The errata is going to give him a token. So the Diaboro is going to be checking for 3 because it sees himself and the token as similar names. So it's 3 checks, hits into 1, 2, 3 Diaboromons. That's crazy. The token has Rush because of the inheritable, and that's game. So a very quick game 1 there. I think that game, showed a lot of the just like very basic but solid Diaboromon cards, right? Like Caramon can search your errata and the pieces that you want. You can Digivolve into your Kurisari and play that errata for free. The Informon is just pretty good, very, very annoying effect that, you have to play against. And then, showing why that promo Diaboromon is good as a finisher, even though it was very early in the game, he was swinging for 3 checks. And, once you give the tokens Rush, it's just so strong, right? Diaboro is definitely one of those decks that with the right line, it is super, super scary. Also, shoutouts to this guy's Doge sleeves, I absolutely love them. Gonna start with the Caramon to, pick up some pieces. I always find it interesting when people do this as opposed to just digivolving on the egg, but it's not like it's a bad play, right? It's just interesting because like I prefer to just like get the guaranteed baby and draw, but he really wanted the surge, so he's forced to build outside. Doesn't have another rookie just yet. Goes into the other Kurisari, then is the promo one. Opponent has both games been able to go into a pretty quick Durga line, so like not bad at all, right? We see the other Informon. So at this point is definitely X-Antibody. You have the stack, can get some swings, gain some memory, draw a card. Just do standard X-Antibody shenanigans. Gonna be checking for 2. He does hit into a punch though, and the punch is gonna clear it. So it's interesting to see what removal option Diaboro is playing, because like obviously Flare is like good, but also the punch is pretty solid. We're gonna go into the EX Diaboro. So this one has blocker, and it gives all the tokens blocker, and then if it gets checked in security, you summon a token. So it does a little bit of everything, which is pretty cool. The X-Antibody is forced to start rebuilding the stack, which is less than ideal, but you have to do what you have to do. See the Metal Greymon. Interesting to see what other level 5s people play in X-Antibody. I'm a fan of like Warrior Monster myself, but the Metal Greymon has some synergy with like the Toyagumon to give you +1 check. Okay, gonna go for a win raid for a discount in Digivolution. Interesting. He spends 2, but like he saved 2. I'm curious what the reasoning is there. And then passes into the Informon. Okay, so with 3 memory, X-Antibody can, once again, he's been able to go into the stack multiple times, right? Like last time I did to a punch, but let's see how much work I can do this time. He's gonna use the effect. Thinking about, putting the Doru, gets the memory, checks 2. This time it does survive. He also has a Chumon to work with, but if he doesn't have like a punch or a chaos, okay, punch is pretty good, right? Because like you memory choke to 1, sure the errata is gonna put him to 2, but like I feel like he's in a good spot, right? He's in a great spot. Okay, goes into the Diaboro, gonna get the token. So the tokens are gonna have blocker because of the EX Diaboro, right? So it's gonna be hard. And then because the tokens are like level, or not level, I mean they're level 6 Digimon at like 13 or 14 play cost or whatever. So they actually can't get popped by the Daruga skill. So they're actually like pretty efficient blockers. Still gonna use the skill, you know, it's good to like gain memory and cycle for free basically. Goes into a black memory boost. He's doing a good job of passing over as little memory as possible. So it's a nice back and forth game here. At the same time, the Diaboro player has 2 stacks of like 2 different Diaboros. Now he's able to swing over it because he has the inheritable right. So, bit of a shame that this time he wasn't able to like reboot or anything like that. Gonna just play another errata to memory choke back to 1. And now the black player seems like he's really behind, right? As like, okay, now you got a Chumon, but you're facing just a bunch of Diaboromons. Pretty scary stuff. He's been able to have, you know, like big stacks multiple times, and you know they did a good amount of damage, but it hasn't been enough. But I guess all he could do is try and rebuild yet another stack, right? At this point though, the erratas just are so good. Sometimes they're like way better than the regular memory setters, as like because you have to get set to 1 or 2 or sometimes 3, and then they give you memory on top of that, right? So it's like he has more than 3 memory to work with. The more routers you have, like the Diaboro just gets better and better for sure. Hits into a sword defeat, which is pretty good. Definitely something he was missing. But now he can just spam the board with tokens. And because the tokens have blocker, you know, he's safe, doesn't feel threatened. And there is no like great answer for X-Antibody to these tokens. They're very annoying. Goes into the Doro Gray, can use the inheritable. You know, he's got great use of Doromon this entire game, getting a bunch of memory out of it. Sword can swing, but like, I mean, they all have blocker, right? So gets a token on deletion, then the token has blocker, right? Oh, it's just so annoying. So it actually traded because it was 13, right? He was able to take out, well, then why didn't he take out the Diaboro that gives everything else blocker? Isn't that a huge misplay? Could have killed the Diaboro, then his tokens have no blockers, and then swing twice for game, right? Is that not a massive mistake? Because now there's 50 tokens on the board, and they can all swing. There's really not a lot in the black security that could save him, and yeah, it's just too many bodies. Hits into a coda, but it's too little too late. Diaboro swings, and that's game. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that match. Thank you for watching.